bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with a 20-mile day and a treadmill test of the Coros Pod 2. So this is a tiny device, straps to your foot. It tracks your pace, tracks your mechanics, tracks your cadence, tracks all this great stuff. I'm gonna put it through a treadmill test today and an additional test. We'll get it up to 10 runs on the week for me, share my updated thoughts, also share some insights on how I'm using data in my training right now. So if you like talk about training, if you like high mileage, getting after it, if you're training for a marathon or you like the running gear, you are in the right place. And an even better place would be the Supple app. So Supple app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, trade marketplace out there, and it's the best place to find deals on gear like this or on shoes like the Puma Fast Star 3, the Nike Vomero Plus, or the Asics Mega Blast. Here's how it works. Somebody might buy a device like the Coros Pod 2 or a watch or a nice pair of shoes. It doesn't work for them, so they list it well below MSRP. So if you like saving money on running shoes or you want to be part of the best hobby jogger community getting after it daily, get in with us and enjoy today's video. Throw the Christmas beat over the intro because it smells like a Christmas party in here, man. This is not a sponsorship or anything, but this is the Cookie Exchange scented candle from Target, and I'm telling you, it smells like Santa's factory in here. It smells like the elves have been chefing it up. It's some cloves, nutmeg, vanilla, slight notes of toasted pie crust. Absolute banger, man. It's a movie. It's a movie right there. Look at that with the nice hobby jogger beanie coming soon. All right. Anyway, it's late. It's late. 8:59 p.m. I bet if I stand here talking long enough, it'll become 9 p.m. Getting up early tomorrow to grind out a session. That's how the Brits say it, my blokes over there in the UK. They don't do runs. They don't do workouts. They do sessions. So I'm going to be up early tomorrow, 4:30, to do a session on the treadmill because Mason has a performance. Mason is my oldest daughter, so we're going to go to her school for her performance, and I got to get in the run in the workout early in the morning. So that's the plan. I'm going to get my stuff ready. I already made my coffee. It's in the car. That's the smart pro tip. If you're going to go to the gym in the morning, make the coffee, put it in the car. You get that train rolling. It makes it just that much easier to get out of bed. Why don't I go grab my shoes and all my tech? This is the new thing. I'm a tech guy. We can't just have the watch. We have to have the heart rate monitor and the pod and everything. So where's my stuff in here? Oh, this is an issue now because there's too many things to remember. All right, here we go. Pod was on my Vomero Plus that I ran in this afternoon. And you know a shoe I'm going to get? I'm going to go for my OG pair of Fast Star 3s here. Just old, reliable for some speed workouts. It's going to be kind of crazy, Fast Star 3 on the treadmill, but I just want to go with something that's going to be fun and reliable for this morning workout. So Miami Vice Fast Star 3. Let me clip this bad boy on. I don't want to put this on the... Should I put this on the counter? Why don't I do this here? I'll put my phone on the counter so that there's a barrier. I actually had to use this phone the other day to kill a palmetto bug. So the phone is fully jacked up at this point. All right, pod. Let's get this guy locked and loaded. I love this thing, man. Instant pace tracking. So that's the thing with this workout that I'm most excited for. Testing out this pod on the treadmill. I haven't taken this on the treadmill yet, so it's supposed to give you more accurate pace and distance tracking on the treadmill, which is going to be perfect because if you've ever done a workout on the treadmill, it's super annoying trying to look at the treadmill and then reconcile that with the time and the distance on your watch. This hopefully will eliminate it. It still is going to be a difference, though, between the watch and the treadmill, but hopefully this means that we have at least one accurate source of data. So that's the bada boom, bada bang. Let me go grab my clothes and find my heart rate monitor, and then we'll be good to go. BRB. Put it like this so you can enjoy the nice, beautiful cookie exchange candle. Moment of Zen brought to you by the Supwell app. You enjoyed that moment of Zen. Alright, gear for tomorrow morning. I'm going to be testing a bunch of new stuff, I guess, or at least 2 new things. So I'm going with these Nike, what are they called? Are these Aero Swift shorts, do they say? No, Dry Fit ADV. I don't know what they're called, but these are Nike 4-inchers. These are racing shorts. I've been wanting to test them for a while, and they've just been sitting in my office, so I'll do them on the treadmill tomorrow. The one thing is, the 4-inch with the split on the side, man, that's going to be a lot of thigh, and there's a whole new demographic at this gym. It's completely different from before. It used to be 70-year-old Mint Hill residents. I'm sure you could guess what they looked like. Now, it's a much, I would say, more diverse demographic, Spanish-speaking contingent, younger, and it's packed at 4:30 and 5 a.m. Absolutely packed, which is good because business is booming. So I hope I'm not going to be judged too much. And the thing is, you just got to be confident and rock it. Everyone's doing their own thing. No one cares what I'm wearing, but I care. I care what I'm wearing. It's just a lot of thigh as a 6'2" person with long legs. A 4-inch split short. I mean, look at this. I'm only getting 2 inches of coverage right here on the thigh, and the rest of it is just going to be exposed. That's dang near a hip bone is going to be popping out on the side. So we'll just have to keep an eye on these and how it goes. But the reason I got them is just another racing test option. There are gels in the back here. Maybe I'll grab a gel. Should I grab a gel just so I can test how that does? Gel on the treadmill, though, that's kind of disgusting, man. Morton on the treadmill at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m., that's crazy. 5 a.m. But yeah, Nike, these are a beautiful blue, by the way. It's kind of hard to see, but a beautiful blue color on the Nike shorts. Then we're going to go white hobby jogger hat. This is my favorite training singlet right here, CLA Daily Singlet. That's actually what it's called, CLA and Daily Singlet. These are the first socks I could find, so I'm going with the Soar racing socks, and then have my heart rate monitor here. So we are good to go for the morning. I'll just grab a bag. This is like a treadmill hero kit right here. Fast R3s with the CLA singlet, the Coros armband, the Coros Pod, the Soar socks, the Nike Aero Swift, and the white hobby jogger hat. This is the mileage supervillain fit, bro. It's a movie. The Terminator. Look at that. The green light coming and everything. I'll be back for some more mileage. You already know what it is. And then bang, look. This one I'm about to sleep in tonight. New PJs. The Are You Sure? Are you sure, bro? You sure you want to doubt me? Boy, sleeping on me. Are you sure you want to sleep on me? You want to sleep on me? I got my own PJs now. Look at that. Aerobic sicko. Yeah, these are so fun, man. Whenever we do one of these fun pieces, Barrett just absolutely kills it. This reminds me of the first running shirt we did that had all the badges on the back, and also the what was it? Camo running shorts for the summer. Similar vibe here, man. He just went crazy with all these badges. We have a Demon Time badge, a mileage badge. This actually matches the mileage mug, which is pretty cool. A daily badge on here. Carbon County. We're going to Carbon County tomorrow. What else is fun? This one is cool. Supwell running up your best. 26.2 marathon shout out. And, of course, a DQ didn't quit badge. So I'm going to put my DQ pajamas on, or pajama. I can't believe I said pajamas. I've been spending too much time with Charles, man. She has that Midwestern influence. I usually say pajamas. I'm going to put my pajamas on, and I am going to quit. I'm going to quit the day. You see what I did there? I'm going to quit the day, and then I will see you bright and early in the AM. How's that? It's a wrap for you boys. It's really over for you. You hear that sound in the background? It's the dishwasher. 'Cause we're washing these boys. We're washing these boys. It's a wrap. It's a movie. Good night. Don't play with me. Alright, Mom. We're up and at 'em. 4:30 a.m. That was quite the aggressive and unpleasant wake-up call. That alarm just started ringing way before I was ready, but some days it's like that, man. So I'm gonna get breakfast rolling here. This is about my new quick breakfast. Little toaster waffles. Not fancy, but it's good for some quick carbs before. And then should get this stuff on. I'm freezing, man. It's so cold out here. Man, I got super choppy sleep last night too. Some nights when I know that I have an early wake up, my sleep is worse because I just keep waking up a bunch of time. I don't know why. It's funny, I didn't get this before my race, but I was up probably 4 times last night. Just tough, but I'm up and down, man. Oh man, I just put the Nikes on. Very short. That is a lot of leg. That's a lot of leg for 4:30 a.m., man. This is a goated combination, as the kids say. Goated. Goated. You heard that? It's a oh gosh. Oh gosh, I need a new. It's disgusting, man. You ever get a utensil from the dishwasher and then it doesn't actually have a clean surface? There's detritus and shrapnel. Dishwasher shrapnel. This is the goated combo. Watch this. So you get the toaster waffles. Of course, you put the butter on it. But then, this is the legendary part right here. You want to see the legendary status? Bang. So you get the jam. Either the Aldi. I've been doing the Aldi, but this is the Trader Joe's because of what we have. So bada bang. You take the jam. I mean, if you have a little jam spoon like this, even better. I feel like the Geico Gecko with this mini jam spoon. But bang, little raspberry preserves. Are these preserves? Yeah. Look, raspberry preserves. Oh, man. That's legendary status right there. It's a movie. What movie would this be? Little Women, something like that. Because this is classy. Maybe if they made a Downton Abbey feature film. That's what this is, man. Downton Abbey, the movie. Because I'm putting jam on the toaster waffles with the spoon. Boy, still eating plain Eggos. We off that. Man, this is crazy right here. This is absolutely crazy. This is going crazy. One bite, everybody knows rules. True feature film, man. True feature film. This is one of those days where I really wish I could have slept in more. Oh, that's my other alarm. The thing is, you gotta make these sacrifices, man. Oh, you know what I almost just did? I almost left without my AirPods. That would have been horrible. Alright, let's do this thing. Oh, it's not even that cold. It's kind of nice out here. It's been all over the place recently. But yeah, man, these are the days I wish I could just stay in bed. And you know what? Some of these days, I do stay in bed. And I don't make videos about it because I'm sleeping. But not today. I think it's good sometimes to be mildly uncomfortable and moderately inconvenience yourself. But the thing is, and this is the tough thing about being a hobby jogger, man, it's a very fine balance between pushing ourselves physically and mentally and recovering. And so we don't want to be doing this too often. If we're always waking up feeling like we want to sleep more or just dragging around, I know some people, they just have to wake up at 4:30 or run at 4 a.m. because that's the only time. But if you have a choice, man, we don't want to be banging 5 hours of sleep every night, 6 hours of sleep every night. But I'm up, man. I might crank the heat on or something. Oh, Larry June, is that what I was listening to? Let's go. Larry June, solid plan. Let's go, bro. First one here. Man, I was worried it was about to be absolutely packed out at the gym this morning, but it's not bad. Because last time I was here, bro, it was packed. It was packed out for sure. All right, it's that time. It's that time. It's raining today. I didn't realize it was going to be raining today. Forgot my phone. Bro, last time I was here, somebody straight up took my treadmill. I went to the bathroom and they just took my treadmill. Copyright music, man. Whenever there's nobody here, the copyright music is just so loud. It sounds like it's blasting. But yeah, plan for this morning. I'm going to do a threshold or half marathon pace workout. Keep rocking at half marathon pace. So 4 by 10 minutes is the goal. Honestly, don't know how I'm going to feel today. This week has been, it's been okay coming off the race. Not super banged up or anything, but just haven't been absolutely crushing it. So hopefully the legs are feeling good and we can get in a solid session this morning. Shout out to my blokes. All right, let's throw a beat over this, man. It's too loud. Alright, super quick thoughts on the warm-up. It looks like the pod is about 10 seconds per mile slower than the treadmill with the pace. The distances were actually pretty close, but the pace is slightly off. It looks like the treadmill is a little slow when it comes to that. So we'll keep you posted. I'm going to get into this workout. We'll do a little warm-up and then get into this workout. I'm running slightly behind today. I'm going to blame it on the waffles and also just general dawdling. There's some dawdling going on my end. Let's go, baby. Ascending. That's a vocabulary word for you. My daughter's 6 years old. She's learning a lot of vocabulary words. That's one for you. Ascending. You know what that means? It means going up. We're going up still, man. If it's up, then it's stuck. That's what it is around here, man, because we are ascending. Whew. And this is the thing about if you really have the love of the game in you and you're not just doing this for a PR, man. I'm doing it for the love of the game. That's why I'm still getting better. I'm still getting better in November and December. I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Ooh. Blood, sweat, and mileage this morning. That's crazy. I'm bleeding on the Fast R3. Yeah, we're going up, baby. It's the young mileage getter. This is why they call me the Don. This is why they call me that man, that bad man, real bad man, because we're out here getting better, man. Put down a 72-minute half marathon on Saturday, and I'm back up on the horse just firing this morning. A lot of people thought I was dead. They thought I was dead. They were throwing dirt on my grave. Turns out there was no grave. You were just digging holes in the middle of a random field like Shia LaBeouf. A lot of people were trying to pee on my grave too. Guess what? Put that pecker back in your pants. There's no grave. That's just public indecency on your part. Here's the thing, man. A lot of people really forgot what it was and who I was. I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. I'm a real bad man. Morning. That's a microaggression, bro. Don't call me champ. Don't call me champ or bud. Who you calling champ? That's patronizing. Champ? Champ? Who you calling champ? It's disrespectful. Disrespectful. Man, I had an idea on there. We're going in we're going to call it the Great American Respect Tour. It's the Great American Respect Tour. We're going to be teaching these boys how to be respectful. Starting soon at a local 5K near you. All right, here's the thing. The Coros Pod, I mean, it seemed good. I like that it was more accurate than before, but there was still, I don't know, it was telling me I was 10 seconds per mile slower than the treadmill. Man, I was at 5:15 on the treadmill. My watch was telling me I was only going 5:25, things like that. So I don't know. If anything, I got an little extra fitness stimulus. I do think it always tells me I'm shorter or slower because of my lower cadence. So I'm wondering if that is still an issue with the pod. But we got 14 miles, just about 90 minutes. Good work out there, man. A lot of these guys forgot what it was. Just out here talking my talk. And by the way, dude, it is so... Take this singlet off, man. It is so hot in there. It was so hot in there. I felt like it was summer again, man. You hear that? The singlet is just soaked. It's disgusting. Yeah, it was super hot in there, man. All right, let's get out of here. The Great American Respect Tour coming soon to a city near you. A lot of guys forgot what it was. Put that pecker back in your pants. Man, it could be brutal out here, though. It can be brutal out here. People really root for people to lose sometimes. It's like watching ESPN, seeing Mahomes, seeing them have Mahomes and Josh Allen. People are so excited. People are so excited to root against the guys who win. But guess what? Guess what? Keep rooting against me. We're ascending. Still getting better through Thanksgiving and Christmas. A lot of these guys doing it for the PR. They're taking every day off from Halloween to Valentine's Day. Nah, we're getting better still. Get in with me. And you better not call me champ unless it's an awards ceremony at your local 5K. No champ, no buddy, and no pal. Don't talk to me that way. It's disrespectful. Call me sir, call me mileage getter, or call me the Don, or call me Mr. Aerobic Sicko. But we're off that champ, pal, and bud stuff. I'm not your pal, I'm not your bud. And the champ, it just has a patronizing tone to it. The essence is disrespectful. Stop it. Here's the thing about the champ, pal, and the bud, and I might cut this out depending on how I'm feeling, but you would not call a 50-year-old white man pal or bud, but you're going to call me pal or bud and champ. That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like it. I don't like that tone. I really don't. I'm not your little guy. I'm a big man. I'm a big bad man. If anything, call me Mr. Badman Jackson, but don't call me champ, pal, or bud. All right? Is that crystal clear? Capiche? Dios mío. These guys, man. These champ guys. They've got a certain look to them, too. Let's just say they're wearing a lot of Under Armour. These champ guys. Don't call it a rant, either. It's an intellectual discourse on race relations. You know what's so funny, man? Somebody was coming at me the other day for... You don't know how to park without a backup camera. Yo, my American guy cannot park without a backup camera. Well, you know what I told him? First of all, I learned how to parallel park with a 1998 Ford Taurus station wagon. We called it the Silver Bullet. It was my great-grandfather, Walter Stevens. It was his car. May he rest in peace. It's an estate, as they call it, out in the UK. A station wagon, or an estate. So that's number one. Number two, what you want me to do? You want me to duct tape over the screen? Here, that's a total Barefoot Mafia stance. This car came with a backup camera. I'm supposed to go out there and rip it off the back? I'm supposed to duct tape over it? The other thing is, again, like Barefoot Mafia, the backup camera, it's safer to look at the backup camera when we're parking because, yeah, I can look behind there. I can turn over my shoulder and look. But also the backup camera gives you additional visibility, especially in a car like this, where if I'm looking out of the rear window or the mirror back here, I'm only getting the top half of the view. This, with the backup camera, it points it down at the ground so I can see if there are any bikes, any animals, or, gosh forbid, any sort of other living creatures back there, right? So that's why we use the backup camera. It's a total Barefoot Mafia move to be making fun of somebody for parking with the backup camera. That's like making fun of somebody for wearing Max Cushion shoes. Man, these Barefoot Mafia guys, they're back. They're coming back. This is the same champ, pal, and bud people. They're the people talking about you shouldn't park with the backup camera, man. Society these days. It's a low mileage epidemic. They got me fired up this morning. I'm back. What's up, buddy? Daddy! What's up, buddy? I love you.
I love you too.
All right, man. I am back in action here. Back in the hill. Had to do a bunch of fun dad stuff this morning, so I went to Reevesy's school to manage drop-off over there, and then went to Mason's school because she had her performance. It was actually supposed to be Grandparents' Day. Let me see if I can get this at the right angle. There we go. It's supposed to be Grandparents' Day and Special Friends Day, and I'm neither of those things. I'm a father, but nevertheless, I still got to enjoy the performance, and I do have my Hamilton on because I was going to do a nice dad thing, so I had to be all swagged out, and I even have a button-up or a button-down shirt. Do you say button-up or button-down? I say button-down. I don't know if that's one of those regional things. So what I wanted to do was review the data from this morning's workout and take a look at it. The one thing I want to say, though, dude, it was so nice just being able to have this on my wrist and rely on it, being able to rely on the data for the entire workout And yeah, it might have been off slightly from the pace that the treadmill was saying, but being able to trust this as the source of truth, huge. Because typically, I don't like doing workouts on the treadmill. I really don't. It's annoying because I can't trust the data. If I pause the treadmill, if I want to use the bathroom or get off to adjust something, or if I'm filming, for example, I only have 30 seconds to get back on the treadmill before it completely closes out the activity. And if you don't have the correct time and duration, or at least duration, distance, and paces on the watch, then you have to manually remember in your head. So what I've been doing is, okay, I'm going to run a mile, warm up, use the bathroom, and then I have to remember that I've done a mile. If I'm going 10, that means I need to do 9. And then if you know these gym treadmills, they max out at an hour. So if you're doing 10 miles, that's going to take more than an hour. And then you have to reset the treadmill, and it's okay, I've run 6.5 miles. Now I'm resetting the treadmill for the last bit because it maxed out at an hour. And then, okay, I have 3.5 more miles. Having the pod here completely eliminated any of that headache. So shout out to the pod, man. This was great. And the other thing I want to say, just the ecosystem in general. So I've bought all these with my own money. By the way, I think the heart rate monitor was $100. I bought this earlier this year. The pod, this was also $100. I bought this last week. And this watch, the Pace Pro, was $350. I think this was $350. So $550 total on these Coros products. Yeah, bought them all with my own money. But the ecosystem has been fantastic, man. So easy to use. There's not a lot of data lag. It sends right up into the phone and everything super quickly. So with that, let's fire up the app here. And it's so nice to be able to actually just look at the splits. So 14 miles, and to come in here or to go into Strava and to see what the actual performance was. Now, this is one area that I think is lacking on the Coros app itself. I don't love looking at my workout splits in here because it's just hard to see where I was working out and where I was resting, what the working portions were. So let's look at this. Okay. One right here. If we look at number 8, that was the first rep. So these were 10 minutes. It was 4 by 10 minutes at half marathon pace. So look at this. Distance 1.85 miles. And I was doing this by time today, not mileage. So 10 minutes at half marathon pace. Then we can look at average heart rate for this first one was 169. Average cadence 181. Average pace 531. Okay, then we did a rest right here. Half a mile, 3.5 minutes. So for this guy, average heart rate, second one. Okay, now we're going up to the second working set. 172. Average pace. Where's the average pace? 530. Average cadence, my average cadence was 182. Bro, I was moving this morning. Third one, average pace 529, average cadence 182, average heart rate 174. So heart rate is getting up there as we progress. And then fourth one, average heart rate 176, 10 minutes, and average pace 526. So I was pushing the pace some. And this was the one area where I don't know, it's hard because is the treadmill off or is the pod off? So when you have this, it will give you a slightly different pace reading than the treadmill. And this is where my question comes in. Is the treadmill wrong, or is the way that this doing it slightly wrong? And I don't know. And it's not a huge difference, but for example here, it's telling me that these were 529, 530s. The reality is, if I were going by the treadmill, this would have been a 518 pace or something. I had the treadmill set to a 518 for the second half and probably a 524. So these should be in the low 520s. They should have been if we were going by the treadmill. We're not. We're going by the pod. Again, I don't know which one is exactly right. This is supposed to be exactly right, but I'm wondering, I don't know, is there something that I could do to make sure it is? Because I think the way that this is working is it's tracking it based on the actual distance you run, but a 10-second per mile difference at a low 5-minute pace is huge. Because I was maxing out the treadmill 5 flat at the end there, so this last one on 526, I was maxing it out at the end. That's why you see my heart rate was getting up there, 176. I was moving pretty good, and the treadmill was only telling me that I was at the pod connected to the watch was only telling me that my pace was a 5:15 or a 5:10. So that is a pretty big difference, man. I'm telling you, the difference between running a 5 flat pace and a 5:15 pace is huge. A 10 to 15 second difference is huge. That's the difference for me between half marathon pace and marathon pace. So it was nice to have this and to have cleaner data to look at afterwards. For example, look at this. So this is the main thing. If you come into Strava now and you see the run, this is what most people are going to do, evaluate their workout on Strava. And the Strava UI and UX is just outstanding when it comes to this. You can see a beautiful line graph right here. But you look at this bar chart and we can see, okay, 10 minutes, 5:30 pace, 10 minutes, 5:29 pace, 10 minutes, 5:25 pace, etc. These were the warm-up strides and everything. Let me find a workout I did over the summer. This might be a bit challenging, but I want to find a workout that I did over the summer so we can compare what I'm talking about here, and you'll see just the huge change from having this pod and the validity of the data for afterwards. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go. I remember I was wearing the Audios Pro 4 for this workout, so I'm going to go look back at my YouTube history to find the date of this, and then that should work. It's crazy how long I've been grinding, bro. It's crazy. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, mileage grind, full day of sub 230 marathon training. Ineligible for monetization. I probably got demonetized by some video at the gym. This was August 14th in Classic. Look at this. Training video, ranking by views, 8 out of 10. People don't like the training videos. But let's go find August 14th in here. Is this it? No, it's 13th. Boom. So, where is it? 6 by 1 mile. Okay. Now look at this. 6 by 1 mile. This was just with the watch. I had the Garmin. And I forgot to recalibrate the watch to match the correct treadmill distance. And I didn't even look at what the correct treadmill distance was. So I didn't know. I just had to guess. So I probably got 7.5 miles total. Meanwhile, Strava or my watch tracked me at 6.65. So that's the first thing. And then if you come down into here, I was doing mile repeats, right? And of course, the time of these will be accurate. So 5:07, 5:11, 5:04, 5:08, 5:07, 5:04. Were those miles? That's really fast. Yeah, those are miles. Gosh dang, man, I was moving that day. But that's the thing. Look, so 5:07, because this is the duration, 5:07, 5:11, 5:04, 5:08, 5:07. But then if you look at the pace, it says 5:46, 6:20 because it gets all compressed and smushed because the treadmill is not, or your watch isn't tracking the exact pace and distance on the treadmill. So it's just messy data. Now, what am I supposed to do with this? I can see, okay, this is 5 minutes and 7. And luckily today, or this workout, August 14th, these were mile repeats. And I know how to contextualize a 5:07 mile. But if it's a workout like it was today and I was doing it by time, it's a lot harder to compute that. And then even if you do recalibrate, it's not going to get the exact duration of these right. It will just stretch them all out. So huge that this makes that change for you. And then also just having the heart rate monitor, it is nice now to come in here and look because it's more of a controlled environment and see, okay, where is my heart rate? And it's funny because my heart rate was getting up there today, 176, 174. That's higher than I averaged during my half marathon, but I've actually been thinking of putting together a video soon on running economy. One of the things that influences running economy, which is our efficiency, and a higher heart rate at the same pace would mean lower efficiency. So I was less efficient today than during my race. But one of those things that influences it is temperature. And I was feeling it was super hot in there. So that could have been it. It was 40 degrees during my race on Saturday. I mean, I'm not too stressed about it because I just hit that great race and I also executed this perfectly. But now it's interesting to come in here and look and see what is my target heart rate for a certain race pace. And then also the cadence metrics are going to be good to go. The stride length metrics are going to be good to go. And I haven't even dove into this stuff that much. But 183 cadence, bro, that is feet absolutely popping off the ground for me. I am typically not at a 183 or 180 cadence. So, I mean, that's pretty good. And look at this. On this stride here, I was at a 188 cadence. My goodness. And I also think that fast R3, man, I'm just really efficient in that shoe. So, yeah, that's the Coros Pod treadmill test. I Highly recommend this thing. Absolute banger. If you do a lot of treadmill running, just eliminating the headache, that's a huge benefit for me, right? And again, having all this data with the cadence and the stride length and everything, that's great. But just being able to have your actual distance without having to recalibrate, being able to know how far you've run, not having to worry about the treadmill pausing and stuff getting messed up, that's huge, man. So yeah, shout out to the Coros Pod. Shout out to the Pace Pro and this as well. I've actually been kind of thinking of, should I test the Pace 4? Because that just came out. Should I buy a Pace 4 and test it? The thing is, I buy all this, or not all of it anymore. I did accept the Rad shoes, and I'm probably going to accept some other shoes. But should I buy a Pace 4 to test? I don't know. Does the gear market need another reviewer? I don't know. All right, lunchtime, and then I'm going to get back out there for some more miles, and we can close it out talking about the training. Mileage. Lunchtime, man, is going down. Meet me at the desk. Is going down. I ordered lunch today. Yafo. This is one of the best lunch spots, so some hummus action. They have fire hummus. Fire pita right here. They call it angel pita. Ooh, look who it is. Look who it is. Is that a shoe? Is that a shoe? And then, yeah, I did a big falafel pita in here. It's a movie. Anthony Bourdain. Hobby jogger style. Let's get it. Oh, man. My man's running some dang hills. Let's go, bro. Let's go. He's getting it in. He's getting it in. Should go check out what that is. I might not tell you, though. It was coffee. I put it over here. She usually gets this as a surprise, but this year we talked about it. It's the Onyx Coffee Advent Calendar. It's about to be a banger. It's a lot of coffee right here. It's like 15 pounds of coffee. I'm excited for that. All right, man. Run number 2. Closing it out here. Mason is home from school this afternoon. It's always, man, there's always something going on when it gets to the holiday time. It's harder to get the mileage in, but we're going to get it in. Close it out with the 6-mile run here. I was aiming for 20 today, so hopefully we should be able to get that right now. Close it out with a nice 6-mile run, and we'll be on our way. So, yeah, I've been doing slightly fewer 20-mile days recently, but distributing the mileage more across the week. But it's still good to get a 20-mile day in for me. I don't know. It's nice to get that aerobic stimulus, that one day where I'm going over 2 hours. So there's the weekend long run where I'm going 2 hours, and I've been doing one day during the week where I go over 2 hours with the 2 runs. And it seems to be working well. But yeah, plan right now, some nice aerobic mileage. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Let's get it in, man. It's a clean 20 right there, man. Clean. Wipe them down. Wipe them down. A little boozy with the mileage. Boozy with the mileage. That's a respectful 20 right there, man. That's an honorable 20. No Andrew Jackson. Send these boys on a trail of mileage. They start playing with me. 6 miles, 29 hundredths. 7:29 pace. Bro, this thing was, let me tell you, this is my first negative experience with the pod. This thing was all over the place. So it looks normal now. 7:29 pace. This is a very normal pace for a 6-mile run for me. But I get out of the gates here, and it was okay, but I had to come back around to the house. Sometimes I'll do that, stop around the house. I'll turn a little break in the fourth wall here, but I'll turn the camera off. And so when I get back out there, it starts telling me 11-minute mile pace, 12-minute mile pace, which I just was not going. I was going a normal pace, and then it was jumping to a 5-minute mile pace. It was just all over the place, and it seemed like the lap time was okay. So if you have a Coros, you know there's a screen that has all the metrics, and lap time or lap pace will tell you what your pace is just for that mile. And that seemed pretty accurate, but the actual pace that it was displaying, hey man, these birds are going ham out here. The actual pace that it was displaying on my watch for most of the time was just wild. It was jumping 10 minutes, 11 minutes. And then I think it was slightly fast, but 7:29, I think that's probably accurate. I think average one, the heart rate seems fine, and the heart rate tracking was accurate. But yeah, that was my first truly bad experience with the pod, and that's worse than the watch. I've never had an experience like that with the watch. And if you look at the splits here, now this is fixed. Look, 750, 805, 750, 704, 711, 728, 714. It's not fixed. It's the same as out there, and this actually seems accurate. But man, it was just jumping around, absolutely jumping around. And yeah, I feel like 3 and 4 might be fast, and then 1 and 2 might be slow here. I feel like I was a bit steadier than this is saying, and just based on the data it was giving me, that was crazy. So I don't know if anyone else has ever had that experience, but it's worse than the watch, because with the watch, the biggest downside I've had, Garmin or Coros, is that there's a lag, right? I'm jogging at a warm-up at an 8 flat pace, and then I start picking up the pace. It might take 10 seconds to adjust. With this, it was just absolutely all over the place for the entire run. Now, this is just a normal afternoon run. I also knew the route that I was doing, so it didn't matter. I did the same route as yesterday. I've been switching it up more in the afternoons with where I'm going, but I did the same 6-mile route as yesterday, so I knew where I was going and everything. I knew what would turn out to be 6 miles, so it was fine. But if I were in a race, or if I were doing a workout in a new location, that would be pretty bad. And the other thing is, I have no idea how to reset it. So I actually tried to pause. I paused the watch and I took it off the clip at mile 1.5 to try to put it back, and that didn't fix it at all. And you can't just, I don't know, I almost wanted to disable it and just have the watch, but I don't know how to do that, just to disconnect the accessory without stopping the whole activity and everything. Maybe you could have stopped the whole activity, but again, that's just another hassle, right? And we count on these things to be reliable. So that's a watch out for me with this, because I've now had it for this entire week, Monday to Friday. I think I've doubled every day this week, so that's 10 runs. That's 10 runs, and it's been perfect other than the 10th run. So 90% reliable, is that good? No, you don't want 90% reliable. For something like this, that is not good. You want this to be 99.99% reliable. You want it to mess up 1 out of every 100, 200, 300 runs, not 1 out of every 10 runs. But maybe that was the 1 out of every 100 run mess up. We will have to keep our eyes on it. It's been dang near flawless until then, though. So I don't know. Is it because it's cloudy today or something? I'm just trying to think of what the variables could be that would have messed it up, because I didn't really do anything out of the ordinary here. I mean, I was running in this place where I run every day, and it was having major trouble this afternoon. So we will just keep an eye on it. All right, let's break it down. These birds of prey are really out here in the streets, man. Look at that. You see that? Right there. Dude, this thing is so nifty. That's how I would describe it. Nifty. Nifty. Mason has been doing these acronyms at school for people. She did one for me, for Daddy, at the Special Friends Day thing, and I forget exactly what it was, but she's been doing all these acronyms. One of them said nifty. That's such a good word. It's a word that we don't use enough anymore. It's, oh gosh, I caught that. It's not the same as holding the shoe. But yeah, it's fell out of the vernacular. It's fell out of the popular discourse. Nifty, neat, that's another good word. Neat, neato. And I think now those two words are associated more with the other N word, nerdy. Right? If you would say nifty or neat, you would be associated with being a nerd, or maybe people would think that you're a nerd if you say something is nifty, but gosh dang, I think this is nifty. And I'm telling you, man, the design, the UX, they put the little lace hole thing here in the back so you clip it on. I am such a fan of this. And these good products, the best technology, what they can do is improve our experience, improve our quality of life. That is the whole promise of advancement, of development, of innovation at its best. Now, the downside of innovation is creating pointless products that people don't need. I actually work in this sphere, right? And so when a big brand like a PepsiCo, for example, says innovation, you know what they're talking about? A new flavor of Mountain Dew. That's what Pepsi means when they say innovation. When a Nike says innovation, they're talking about how can we sell more t-shirts or socks. We got the government coming through here. The government doesn't know anything about innovation. It's USPS, but he's going out my neighbors. Yeah, this is real innovation, man. It's improving the running experience. Now, it's not a crazy breakthrough. It's not putting a man on the moon or anything. It's improving the experience of what we already have in our watch. And one of the things I've actually been thinking about since I got this is, why can't they just put this tech in the watch? Why can't they just make the watch more accurate? And maybe that's what the more expensive Garmin watches have, the $1,000, aren't they even $2,000 Garmin watches? Maybe. But Coros doesn't have a watch, at least for running, more expensive than the Pro. So I don't know. And it's not that this thing is so big. Couldn't they put this technology inside the watch, or is it just gonna make it that much bigger? I don't know. Either way, this is a really cool device. I love the instant pace tracking. And for the treadmill this morning, it completely changed the game in terms of how I could execute on that workout. Yeah, I wasn't worried about not knowing the distance. I wasn't worried about not knowing the pace. It's just a reliable piece of tech. Now, downside is, of course, when it goes wonky like it was this afternoon and it's telling me I'm going a 5-minute pace or telling me I'm going a 12-minute pace when the reality is I'm likely at a 7:30 or 7:40 pace. That's the issue, but I've only had that happen one time out of 10, so hopefully that does not happen. Now, the point of the tech in the training, and this is something I've been thinking about too, because I think people think I'm anti-tech or just pro vibes. I talk about this a lot. There's a misunderstanding of what the vibes is. Vibes is listening to our body. Should I do a 20-mile day or should I not? Should I be running this run at a faster aerobic pace or at a recovery run? The data is an input into helping us be more educated about how to make those decisions. Now, we don't need these, but it adds a different dynamic and it can help the decision making. And I think the different dynamic thing, that's the third piece of this, right? It's just another layer to the training to keep us engaged and to make it more enjoyable. And there's been this clip floating around online of Coach Joe Mazzulla from the Celtics. A kid reporter asked him about how do you balance fun and performance. This is something I've talked about, right? And he was saying, man, fun is a bit of an excuse. It's a cop-out. People talk about fun when the performance isn't going well. Performance is not about fun. And for me, the running, there's an element to it that is supposed to be enjoyable, but when we're chasing a goal, I'll speak for myself. When I'm chasing a goal, what I care about is that goal. I don't care about having fun, but you can be engaged. You can have fun with the data. You can have fun with the workouts. And this is a tool that when I'm running well, like I have been, can add more fun. And even maybe if I'm not, hopefully it can add a different dynamic and just keep me engaged. And I think switching up making slight changes to the approach can be good too, right? Looking at the data, not looking at the data, focusing on pace, focusing on heart rate, focusing on mileage, etc. But there has to be some things that are core to the system. And for me, that's the mileage, right? It always comes back to the mileage. That's going nowhere. I'm knocking out another 100-mile week this week. I've put together 3 100-mile weeks in the past few weeks. But adding these different things can trigger different adaptations and just keep it fresh, right? Because one of the issues with doing the same thing over and over again is that can just lead to feelings of stagnation. So introducing this for me, this and the heart rate, it's kept it fresh, something different, something fun. I've been doing the same type of training, high mileage training. I actually have slightly lower mileage the fall than I have in the summer, but the system is the gosh dang system, man. The one last thing I'll say is with these, for example, with the sleep, right? So I looked at my sleep tracking and I got terrible sleep last night. I actually knew this before I did my workout. I was saying this morning, I feel horrible. I got 5 hours and 48 minutes low. The danger of looking at the watch before the run, which I didn't do, is we look at that, we say, oh, low sleep. What was my over HRV? It was fine, but low sleep, oh my gosh, 5 hours, 48 minutes, that's terrible. I'm gonna have a terrible workout this morning. And we get into our head. Or the heart rate is slightly high on the warm-up. If we're really laser focused on the heart rate and we say, oh my gosh, my body is so off this morning, I'm not gonna be able to hold my paces. That's the downside of focusing too much on the data. That's why for a long time I didn't look at it, because there is a risk of just getting hyper fixated on it. But if we can contextualize, then there's a higher chance of getting value out of all these numbers. The other thing that I wanted to say is, okay, we look at the 548 last night, but then look at the trailing week. Can you see that? Average 7 hours and 6 minutes for the trailing week. So you have to look at this in totality. Again, contextualizing it. It's if you get one bad night of sleep, if your sleep by and large, if your sleep for the last week, last month is great, then it's not gonna be a huge deal. That's the mileage system. If you're putting in the consistent high mileage, taking a down week here and there isn't gonna be a big deal, right? We wanna do the little things all the time, execute consistently all the time to operate at a high level. So that is all I have for you today. Mileage train rolling. I appreciate you. People miss the old training vlogs. Here you go for the 17 people that appreciate these types of things. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video.